For today's session, we identify 4 types of leaders that we will discuss. There is the taskmaster, the comrade, the motivator, and the unleader. Let's start with the taskmaster. The taskmaster places much emphasis on results and little emphasis on relations. This person is tough. They don't care about whether you like them or not. They will probably establish clear goals and create a design for these goals. They work very hard, but they don't think others will work hard unless they are closely supervised and micromanaged. Control is maintained through rules, threats, and disciplinary action. Staff obey not because they like her, but because they fear her. Failures to comply are dealt with swiftly and harshly, and feedback is through criticism of behavior and rule breaking. They communicate only downward through orders and instructions. Rules and assignments are posted everywhere and in great detail. On the upside, staff are never uncertain about what's expected of them. This manager addresses problems decisively and quickly, but does not seek advice in dealing with problems and does not delegate problems. So what happens with this type of management? Well, they foster a tense and impersonal environment that discourages creativity and risk-taking. Does it work? In studies of more than 5,000 organizations, it was found that these production-oriented managers were inaccessible, autocratic, and punitive. They were not good delegators, and their units were plagued with low morale and low productivity. Let's see how Hollywood portrays this type of leader.
What is it, General?
My lord, the fleet has moved out of Lightspeed. Comscan has detected an energy field protecting an area of the 6th planet of the Hoth system. The field is strong enough to deflect any bombardment.
The rebels are alerted to our presence. Admiral Oswald came out of Lightspeed too close to the system.
He felt surprise was wiser.
He is as clumsy as he is stupid. General, prepare your troops for a surface attack.
Yes, my lord.
Lord Vader, the fleet has moved out of Lightspeed and we're preparing to...
You have failed me for the last time, Admiral. Captain Piet,
Yes, my lord.
make ready to land our troops beyond their energy field, then deploy the fleet so that nothing gets off the system. You are in command now, Admiral Piet.
Thank you, Lord Vader.
Ouch, that was a little extreme, but there is a portrayal there of some of those points that we discussed. In a nutshell, the mentor who gives help by telling others what to do is problem-centered, but will not include the mentee in the problem-solving process. I've heard Dr. Phil say many times, you don't demand respect, you command respect. Respect through force is an oxymoron. You can't make someone respect you. Now let's consider the comrade. The comrade is the opposite of the taskmaster. This person places little emphasis on results and heavy emphasis on relations. This person wants to be loved. She's everyone's buddy, just one of the gang. She doesn't work overly hard, and she believes that staff work best when they are happy and friendly. She shies away from control, seeking to control behavior through friendly persuasion. She might allow each teacher to establish their own goals, implement their own curriculum approach, and to evaluate their own curriculum. She wants everyone to communicate on a personal as well as a professional level, She'll foster a warm, friendly environment where teachers are encouraged to do their own thing, and she is quick to throw a party. She will bend the rules if you are going through a personal problem. She will discuss problems with staff and seek their advice, but she will fail to follow through and act decisively. Feedback is provided frequently in the form of praise of performance and ability, but she will spare the criticism and overlook deficiencies in job performance. Let's hear a translation about this type of management style by Marty Clark, the leadership guru.
This is a quick landmine called managing by committee. Managing by committee is a particularly, it's a landmine that bogs things down because nothing gets done. Okay? Did you ever go to a meeting and everybody's got great ideas and everybody comes out with great ideas, or even better yet, everybody comes out with action items, and then they're going to have action items and there's dates, and then 6 weeks later you come back and you're like, whatever happened to that thing we were talking about? What one thing? And then everybody's like, oh, well, I don't know, we're not doing that, I don't know. And so the reason that happens is because, the reason, see you laugh because that's kind of common. The reason that happens is because no one is leading. And the reason no one is leading is because no one is accountable. So you didn't think we were going to go this whole night without talking about accountability. Accountability is the antidote to the managing by committee landmine. See, sometimes people get that whole accountability weight on their shoulders and is like, forget it, I don't want that. I don't want the leadership position, so I'm going to invite as many people as humanly possible into this situation so that if it goes wrong, I can spread the blame around. Or, I can make sure I have everybody's permission. You know what I mean? I just want to teach you one thing that will be the antidote to this particular landmine, and that is this. There's a difference between a vote and a say. There's a difference between a vote and a say. In all situations, if there is no say, there is no leader, and nothing is going to get done. Okay, there will be no progress because a vote equals an opinion and a say equals a decision. No one in that situation is willing to say, I'm the say, I will make the decision, I want to hear what you have to say, I hired you because you're smart, let's go around the horn and let's hear everybody's vote. But in the end game, I'm the say, and I'm going to tell you which way we're going to go. Do you know what happens when you say that to your people? They relax and start doing their best work. You want to know why? Because they say, well, at least somebody's in charge. At least we're going to get something done. And then everybody goes to work. If you're in a situation where no one is the say and everybody's like trying to vote on, you ever get in a situation where like there's emails flying around on the least little topic and they can't buy a number 2 pencil and without everybody else saying, yeah, I think number 2 is the best number that we. Well, if everybody else thinks so, that's a dangerous game. And unfortunately, it's all too common. There is a difference between a vote and a say. If you are the leader and you are unwilling to be the say, then you are also unwilling to be accountable, and therefore you are not the leader, no matter what it says on your business card.
So, as I'm sure you noted in the video, the comrade who helps by giving advice is problem-centered and includes others in the problem solving. They will help develop options and then asks others to select the ones they favor. The danger is that the advisor will offer solutions which require his or her own expertise, which is not available to others. And it's a way to pass off making hard, potentially unpopular decisions in favor of wanting to do what others like. Now let's discuss the motivator, who places a heavy emphasis on both results and relations. This person works very hard and believes staff will work hard if they are committed. They encourage staff to exercise self-control over their own performance, and they have confidence in their staff to produce. They will develop with teachers a set of goals they all believe in, work with them to design implementation of these goals, and to evaluate progress. There is a two-way flow of communication. This person will support their staff and will secure the resources that teachers need. Problems are addressed promptly and decisively, and they utilize knowledge and skills of all staff members in solving problems. Frequent, non-judgmental feedback among staff members is encouraged, and there is a warm, friendly environment that encourages creativity and risk-taking. There is that heavy emphasis, remember, on both results and relations. The motivator uses counseling as a way of helping that is mentee-centered and involves others in solving the problem. It aims to help the mentee find solutions to his or her own problems. Let's see a movie clip now that depicts a world leader who is considered a motivator.
Tell me, Francois, what is your philosophy on leadership? How do you inspire your team to do their best?
By example. I've always thought to lead by example, sir.
Well, that is right. That is exactly right. But how to get them to be better than they think they can be? That is very difficult, I find. Inspiration, perhaps. How do we inspire ourselves to greatness when nothing less will do? How do we inspire everyone around us? I sometimes think it is by using the work of others. On Robben Island, when things got very bad, I found inspiration in a poem.
A poem?
A Victorian poem. Just words, but they helped me to stand when all I wanted to do was to lie down. But you didn't come all this way to hear an old man talk about things that make no sense.
No, please, Mr. President. It makes complete sense to me. On the day of a big match, say a test, in the bus on the way to the stadium, nobody talks.
Ah, yes. They're all preparing.
Right. But when I think we're ready, I have the bus driver put on a song. Something I've chosen, one we all know. And we listen to the words together. And it helps.
I remember when I was invited to the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona. Everybody in the stadium greeted me with a song. At the time, the future, our future, seemed very bleak. But to hear that song in the voices of people from all over our planet made me proud to be South African. It inspired me to come home and do better. It allowed me to expect more of myself.
May I ask, what was the song, sir?
Well, it was in Posisikilele, Africa. A very inspiring song. We need inspiration, Francois, because in order to build our nation, we must all exceed our own expectations.
Finally, there is the unleader. The unleader is not inclined to work very hard and believes her staff are inclined to avoid hard work. She plays down her authority and plays up likability. This is called status stripping. She doesn't care about having the oldest desk or the messiest office. She dresses down to look as nondescript as possible, answers her own phone, types her own letters. The unleader seeks to maintain control through rules, but is lax in enforcing them. She makes requests rather than issues orders. There is no effort to clarify goals or to provide a sense of direction or to evaluate. and she is ineffective in promoting communications of any type. She may complain about center problems a great deal around staff members, but will take no steps to deal with them. She consults with everyone before making any decision, or avoids a decision altogether, hoping it will go away. She provides little feedback to teachers, and the environment tends to be tense and chaotic, in which little effective activity or creativity occurs. Again, remember, the unleader places little emphasis on either results or relations. Here's a great TV version of an unleader.
Okay, probably going to go late tonight, burning the midnight tequila. So I think you all could just take off now.
Michael, this shouldn't take more than an hour.
Well,
Do you always shut down the entire office when you leave for an hour?
no, that would not be efficient. Actually, they just don't get very much work done when I'm not here. That's not true. I know how to delegate, and they do more work when I'm not here. Not more. The same amount of work is done whether I am here or not. Hey everybody, listen up. This is what we're gonna do. You sit tight until I return. Sound good? Doesn't matter. It's an order. Follow it blindly. Okay. All right. Ciao. Adios.
So which...
The differences in leading people are as you see here. The taskmaster leads from the top down, the comrade from the bottom up. But a motivator leads collaboratively, including others in the process of leading. So what type of leader is best? Well, most people would want to be a motivator and have high results while having high relations. The key to being this type of leader is having the confidence in the ability of teachers to be able to have self-control over their own performance. Rather than devoting time to checking up on teachers, this director concentrates on working with staff to establish goals and create a curriculum to which they are all personally committed. Teachers have a strong personal interest in helping the organization achieve results because it is their own objectives that they are seeking to accomplish. The director plays a supportive role. She secures the resources, she provides the frequent and objective feedback that they can use to improve their own performance. She keeps teachers informed of major issues affecting the center, and she works hard to secure their input in dealing with center problems. The motivator does not lead from out front, she leads from within. She does not relinquish responsibility for the overall direction of the program, but she does succeed in having staff accept responsibility for their own performance. Think in terms of setting the tone for success. In centers where directors displayed warm and flexible leadership, the staff were high in encouragement and creativity and low in restriction. Where directors' leadership was lacking in warmth, teachers' performance was low in encouragement and high in restriction. Centers in which directors encouraged staff participation in decision-making exhibited higher levels of staff motivation, support and trust, communication, and clarity of objectives. Teachers were motivated to work hard, not by praise from their director, nor by friendly relations with the director and other staff, but by satisfaction from doing meaningful work well. Teachers prefer to have all staff members involved in major decision making. This is the end of part 3 of the presentation. Go on to do the accompanying activity and then watch part 4 of your presentation.